Welcome, everyone. All right, so my name is Will Moss. I'm the CEO of HBCU CONNECT. I'm super excited to have you all here for our special hiring event with Pfizer's vaccine research and development team. They're here to share their opportunities, to give you some background, some insight about the opportunities, the location where they're hiring, as well as allow you the chance and the opportunity to meet the team. So what I like to do at the events is just kind of set the stage, give you a little bit of background, not only on myself, but on HBCU CONNECT if this is your first time attending one of our events. And then I want to go over the opportunity for you and how to best take advantage of this special event with Pfizer. So a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Will Moss. I'm the CEO of HBCU CONNECT. We've been doing these events with partners like Pfizer for over 10 years now. Prior to COVID-19, we're doing many of these events, just about all of them in person. But once COVID-19 came about, we pivoted to doing the events online and virtual. So that kind of leads us up to the opportunity today. We have a partnership with Pfizer for several years now. And Pfizer has lots of great opportunities, and we wanted to make sure to get those great opportunities in front of you to take advantage of. All right, so at this evening's event, the opportunity for you is to land an interview after the event. So the way you do that is ask questions. Definitely take notes and listen in on who the team members are, what the opportunities are that are available, and then you'll have the opportunity to connect and engage in the breakout sessions. You have the opportunity to introduce yourself, ask questions about specific opportunities, and I really want you to take a look at the email that I sent with the instructions on the breakout rooms so that you know which breakout room is appropriate for you to jump into at that point in time, because those instructions are in your email. All right, so that's the opportunity for you this evening. So sit back and relax. Definitely engage, introduce yourself in the chat, ask questions. To the Pfizer team, definitely engage as well in the chat with our candidates that are here to meet you. So if you see any questions that you can answer, feel free to answer those questions in the chat. And if someone has a question for me, please drop it in the chat and I'll address it as soon as I can. All right, so first, if you have a question for me, please drop it in the chat. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is for the agenda, I want to run through the agenda. Quickly, we're going to have a company overview from Nadia Lucetta, Senior Manager, Candidate Experience with Pfizer's Vaccine Research and Development Team. Then we're going to have a presentation on diversity, equity, and inclusion from Quinny Wong, who's Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the organization as well. Then once Quinny finishes up, we're going to open up our breakout rooms and allow you all to jump into the appropriate breakout rooms. And if you have questions about which breakout room to go into, definitely reference the email or just hang on and I'll help you out once we get there. All right. Then once we get done with the breakout sessions, you all have had a chance to ask what questions, to engage, to learn a little bit more about the team, the culture, and the opportunities. Then we'll come back for next steps. So the whole purpose of this event is to give you all an interface to the Pfizer team to allow you to ask questions, learn more about the opportunities, and then hopefully land an interview after the event. So we want you to take advantage of this to the fullest. All right, so we'll talk about those next steps after our breakout sessions. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Nadia Lucetta, who is Senior Manager, Candidate Experience, followed by a brief video introduction. So Nadia, I'll go ahead and run the video and then I'll let you take over.
Perfect, thank you, Will.
When you want to save humans from disease, ask science. It will make the breakthrough, because science is relentless. It never gives up. It keeps asking questions until it finds what it's looking for. Science wants to cure people more than any disease wants to exist. Just ask the ones it's already beaten. But science is humble. It never rests, because it has to reinvent itself every day, prove itself again and again. Until science makes the breakthrough, it isn't done. We believe science can cure every human disease, and we're going all in. Because in the end, science will win.
All right, so super excited to be here. Thanks, everyone. It's really nice to meet you. As Will mentioned, I am the Senior Manager for Candidate Experience, and I oversee all of worldwide research, medical, and development for Pfizer, and vaccines research and development is part of that organization. I also lead a team of great recruiters that you will meet in the breakout sessions that help with meeting the hiring objective for vaccines. So I'm going to jump in, and these slides are just to showcase a little bit about an overview on Pfizer. So obviously our purpose, well, if you could just go back to the previous slide. Just our purpose is breakthroughs that change patient lives. And the video that was shown is actually our Science Will Win video. Next slide, please. And then everything we do really at Pfizer really aligns to our values and behaviors. So you'll see here courage, excellence, equity, and joy. And that's really what makes up the culture, the people, and the behaviors of Pfizer. Next slide, please. And then just from a company perspective in terms of revenue, and this is as of 2023, you'll see 18.3 billion. In terms of manufacturing sites worldwide, over 36, slightly over 83,000 colleagues around the world. And we do operate in over 185 countries in which Pfizer sells products. You'll see here in terms of, 5 products in terms of sales that are greater than 1 billion in 2023. And then we overall have about 101 projects total in clinical research and development. Next slide, please. So our reach and what we do every day really is to, it's all about patient care. So our reach, and this is as of 2022 in terms of the numbers, is over 1.3 billion patients. We implemented light speed principles. One of the examples showcases by VRD in terms of driving the development of COVID-19 vaccine, and that is a treatment to help address unmet needs that are across all therapeutic areas, but one in particular is the vaccine. Next slide, please. And then just from a pipeline perspective, this is as of May 2nd of 2023, pretty rich and robust in terms of projects. You'll see the span across the projects aligned to respective phases in phase 1, 2, 3, and then in registration. So in total, there are 101 total projects right now in terms of our pipeline. And next slide, please. And then these are just some of our awards in terms of reputation. You'll see here some by Fortune, some by Forbes, Newsweek, World's Most Admired Companies, All Stars 2023, Most Influential Companies list by Time. Next slide, please. And then in terms of, as Will alluded to, that the Vaccine Research and Development Group is actually based in Pearl River, New York. It has been built since 1907. I mean, so this site has been, operating more than a century now. It is a primary research and development center, obviously for the mRNA-based coronavirus. And then obviously the team currently works to develop vaccines against other infectious diseases, for example, RSV, which is a respiratory disease. It is home to 1,000 colleagues. In terms of the location, in terms of the location real quick, Pearl River is 20 miles north of New York City, so it's about 45 minutes out, but it does offer, wonderful areas and options to live. If you look at Rockland County, Hudson Valley, there's the city, public transportation to get to Pearl River. We have the shuttle service. So it's a great area to live. You'll see on the right-hand side, that is a snapshot of what one of the buildings looks like at Pearl River. And they have 5 buildings, 22.9 acres in terms of land, 330 acres total owned by Pfizer. So in the focus here, this is one of 9 major R&D sites for Pfizer. And this is just kind of a snapshot in terms of all the information you can see on Pfizer.com. So you can learn more about Pfizer on Pfizer.com. There's a career page in terms of viewing available opportunities. You can set up job alerts. We have our homepage, like I said, at Pfizer.com, and then our social media channels called out at the bottom here, Facebook, Instagram. Please follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and we also have a YouTube channel as well. And with that said, I will hand it off to Quinny.
Hey, thank you, Nadia. Hello, everyone. My name is Quinny Wong, and I'm the DEI Director at Pfizer. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm very excited to meet all of you here. Let's go to the next slide. To be able to deliver our purpose, to deliver breakthroughs that change patients' lives, we know we have to have a diverse workforce, and we really have to embed DEI in our workplace. That's how we can deliver. And that's why we're very excited to be working with HBCU Connect, because I know you have access to some of the best talent, and that's why we really want to get to know a lot of you. We can quickly move on to the next slide. When we say embed DEI in our workplace and everything we do, what do we really mean? So I am just going to give you a super high level of what we do with DEI at the company. There are 3 pillars. The first one is all about you, all about our colleague experience. The second pillar, the middle of this slide, is all about patients. We want to have equitable health outcomes. And finally, on the right, it's about society. It's about our communities. We want to do more, transform society, bring more equity through external DEI partnerships. I'll just give you a couple of quick examples of what I mean by each of these pillars. So for instance, with the first pillar, inclusive colleague experience. So we can really drive improved diversity by ensuring diverse representation throughout the entire talent life cycle. So that's starting from events like this, recruitment, to colleague development, retention, advancement, and leadership. We look at everything from sources of our talent to benefits, policies, different development opportunities, everything. So that's what we do. And we also want to foster that strong sense of belonging, because we can have the most diverse employee base, but if they don't stay, if they don't find that sense of belonging, it's just going to be a revolving door. And we don't want that. We want everyone to feel they belong, they are seen, heard, and cared for, and they can thrive at Pfizer. The second column, I think you can just read the slide and you can see it's really about inclusive research. It's about improving health outcomes by preventing, identifying, treating, mitigating disease drivers that disproportionately impact underserved populations, and making sure we remove barriers to healthcare access for everyone. And then on the right, it will be different kinds of partnerships, from making sure we have a really diverse supplier base to really volunteering, helping different local communities, underserved communities, to have to be in a more equitable place. So that's a very comprehensive DEI strategy, and we can quickly move to the next slide. So how do we know we are making a difference? So here are just a couple of examples of publicly announced DEI goals. So this is about gender representation, as well as US minorities, people of color. So I'm not going to go into the details, but you can just visually see the graph. We are making progress. since we have made the public announcement back in 2018 to 2022, and we're going to continue to move. And a lot of this information is public information in our ESG report. All right, so my last slide is just a recap of some of the, it's an overview of some of the DEI awards that we have won. So it's not about patting ourselves on the back, but it's about how we can measure our progress against industry benchmarks to make sure we're on the right track to learn some next practices. So here are a sample of our DEI awards. And we really hope that you can come join us and you can experience DEI for yourselves at Pfizer. All right, so I'm going to pass it on to Marge. Or no?
I think that's back to me.
Back
All
to
right,
you.
thanks, Quinny. Thanks, Nadia. We appreciate that. So to our candidates, now's your opportunity to engage. So we've got lots of time left for this evening's event for our breakout sessions. So with the breakout sessions, I'm going to give you some quick guidelines, etiquette for the breakout rooms. You can go ahead and turn on your video, your video feed. Now, when you get into the breakout rooms, there's two ways you can engage to ask questions, because we really want, this event is for you. So we really want you to engage and ask questions. Of course, you're going to get to know the folks that are hosting you in the breakout rooms as well. But then you'll have the opportunity to introduce yourself and ask questions. But we want you to be conscious of other people that might have questions. So when you introduce yourself, please keep it brief and keep your questions succinct. So you can ask your question on video or audio. The way you do that, there's a feature within Zoom called reactions. With the reaction feature, you can raise your hand. So a lot of you are probably already familiar with that within Zoom, but I'm just showing you an example, what it looks like to raise your hand. And to our Pfizer team, then you all can call on people who have raised their hand in the order that they raised their hand. Now, if you're not in a place where you can come off of mute, maybe you're in a place with a lot of noise, you can ask your question in the chat. So to the Pfizer team, please keep an eye on the chat for any questions that come in through the chat. And then also keep an eye on the folks that raise their hand to ask questions. But please, in the breakout rooms, feel free to introduce yourselves. Now, I'm getting ready to open the breakout rooms up. And to the Pfizer folks, you all can go ahead and go into the rooms once I open them up. You'll see the associate and senior associate scientist room. You'll see the scientist room, the senior scientist room, and the principal scientist room. So that's how we have the rooms. There's 4 breakout rooms. And on the screen here, we have, I wanted to make sure I put this because I know someone's going to ask the question. Now, in the email I sent you, you should have the information on which breakout room you should go into. But here on the screen as well, if you need help getting into a room for whatever reason, you can hang out here and I will help you once everybody gets over into the breakout rooms. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms. We want you all to take advantage. Please be courteous to other folks and keep your questions succinct. And to the Pfizer team, feel free to introduce yourself to the candidates, hit any talking points, and then open it up for questions. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms. And if you know which room to go, that you're ready to go into, go ahead and jump into the rooms. I just opened them up. To the Pfizer folks, if you need help getting into a breakout room, just let me know. I'll handle those first. And then once we get all the Pfizer folks into the right room, I'll help out the candidates. But you all can go ahead and take advantage of the breakout rooms. So to the Pfizer folks, if you guys need help getting into a room, just let me know. And Reg, you can hang out. You can hang out with me here for a second. Lauren, you can roam. Louisa, you can roam as well. And to our candidates, definitely jump into the appropriate room. You'll see on the screen here the different rooms. We've got associate and senior associate scientists in the first room. So that's a bachelor's degree with 0 to 5 years of experience, with some lab experience, of course. Room 2 is scientists. So bachelor's degree with 6+ years of experience, or a master's with 4+ years of experience. That's the scientist room, room 2. Then we have senior scientists. So it's a PhD with 0 to 2 years of experience, or a master's with 7+ years of experience, or a bachelor's with 9+ years of experience. That would be the senior scientist room. And then room 4, principal scientist. So if you have a PhD with 4+ years of experience, or a master's degree with 9+ years of experience, or a bachelor's with 12+ years of experience, then you would want to go into the principal scientist room. So we should all get situated. All right. So it looks like most candidates are in rooms already. Marge, I don't know, Nadia, if you wanted Marge to go into the scientist or senior associate scientist room.
How about the scientist, Nadia, since Ashley seems to be by herself?
Well, I'm just looking at the volume of the candidates.
Okay.
So please jump into the first room, Marge, associate and senior associate scientist.
Okay.
I
Yep.
can help you. There you go.
Yeah, you can help me, Will. That'd be great.
You're good. All set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
All right, so we got Nadia, Britt, and Angela. Let me go to my checklist. All right. I'm gonna see if I can pull up Angela. Angela, are you able to hear me? If not, I know which room you need to go into, which would be the scientist room. Awa Faye, let me know if you need help. I'll look you up in my system. Looks like Gideon should be good to go. Yep, Gideon's good to go. Okay, I was senior associate. And then, yep, Sophia, let's see. Sophia, do you need help getting into a room? Okay, Reg, let me see where Lauren and Louisa are. Maybe you can hang out in the scientist room, keep them company. Nadia, I have Louisa on my team roaming. She'll get snapshots. Let me pause my recording.
Oh,
awesome. Whoever did that, thank you. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and close things out. But before we do that, let's talk about next steps, because I'm sure a lot of you, you had this opportunity to get to know Pfizer better. Not only get to know Pfizer better, but to get to know the vaccine research and development team and organization better as well. And then to get to know some of the people that work on those teams. And then to be able to ask questions and engage with folks from the teams in preparation for a possible interview. So we're super excited for that to happen. So we want you to land an interview after the event, of course. So I'm going to hand it back to Nadia to talk about next steps and to set some expectations for you post-event. So Nadia, if you'd like to take it over.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone for attending. This has been an amazing event. We are super excited. So just in terms of next steps, just keep an eye out, via email for instructions from somebody on my team in terms of just based off the conversations that you guys have had with them. If your resume is a good fit for some of the open opportunities that we have within VRD, expect to get a contact by a member of the team. If there is a potential match between you and the opening, then the recruiter will be in contact with you and we will move forward through the process, which will entail the interview process as well. So just keep an eye out for an email. Certainly, if there's interest on our end, we will contact you directly. And also my point of contact is here below. I also attached my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to connect with me at any time and reach out to me directly with any questions. So Will, I will hand it back to you.
Thank you, Nadia. And to the Pfizer team, I want to thank you all as well for taking the time out, after hours to meet with our, our candidates here with HBCU Connect. And to our candidates, let me thank you as well, because without you all coming, we cannot have these events. And it may preclude us from having events like this for those that come after you. So for you all coming to the event, taking advantage, you may help the next person behind you get an opportunity as well. Now, another thing I want to piggyback on what Nadia just shared is that we will email you the post-event survey. So we want your feedback on how well of a job we did communicating to you, how well of a job we did making sure you understand the opportunities and that kind of thing. So we're going to send you a quick survey. So if you fill that out, that would be great. Louisa, if you want to drop it in the chat for folks to kind of click on as well, that'd be awesome. And then the apply link. Now we have most of your resumes already. You would not be here at this event if we did not have a chance to review your resume and invite you to the event. But we want to make sure that we have your latest resume to share with the team at Pfizer so that there's no confusion around your education, your skill sets, and that kind of thing, so that they can then look at that and say, hey, we have an immediate opening and we want to invite you in for a conversation, right? That can lead to an interview and then you being hired. But we need your latest resume. So the way you can make sure we have your latest resume is to submit it on our website, which is hbcuconnect.com/Pfizer/BRD. We will email these instructions to you as well, so don't worry. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take down the slides, and I want to get a quick photo op opportunity so that we can get your smiling faces and remember this awesome event. So if you want to turn on your video and say cheese here in a second. Louisa, are we about ready for a photo op?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everybody, count of three. Let's say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. All right. No, we appreciate you all coming. Thank you all for joining us at this awesome event. Again, without you all coming, this event wouldn't be possible. And you all make it possible for those coming behind you as well. And we hope to hear back from some of you all getting interviews and offers from Pfizer. And again, thanks to the Pfizer team for making this possible as well. So everyone, best of luck to you, and we will be in touch shortly. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys. So nice
Thank
to meet
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Take care.